Made up of more than 7,000 islands and a predominantly Christian population of just over 98 million. The Philippines is one of the most beautiful places in the world, a popular holiday destination for visitors all year round. The country, though, has 20 active volcanoes and is prone to earthquakes as well as tropical storms. A vulnerability seen most recently in the devastation wreaked by Typhoon Haiyan, known locally as Yolanda. It claimed the lives of 6,000 people and affected a staggering 14 million, 5 million of whom were children. Just over a year on since the disaster, I've come here with charitable organisation Islamic Relief to see the humanitarian progress being made. Delivering humanitarian projects here in the Philippines in places like Bantayan Island is quite a challenging task. It's not just a simple case of flying in and delivering aid. You have to fly into Cebu, then travel by road for 2 to 3 hours to the port, and then take a ferry like this one, which will take us eventually onto the island itself. And after nearly 5 hours of travelling, I'm very much looking forward to hearing the real-life accounts from those who witnessed Typhoon Haiyan a year ago. Whilst most of the humanitarian response was on Cebu Island, other hugely affected areas like Bantayan Island were somewhat neglected. Located in the Visayan Sea, the island of Bantayan is situated to the west of the northern end of Cebu Island and has a population just over 120,000. With just over 4 million people displaced from their houses, relocating them into new homes is something high on the agenda here. I went along to see some of the houses which were left in ruins. Now, seeing these homes for the first time, it gives you an idea of what it may have been like for the families here. Imagine if this was your family. You're catching up on some family time, discussing the day's events, and then suddenly the storm hits. What do you do? Where do you run? This is Unity Village in the area of Barangay Silon. It's a brand new relocation site for many families who lost their homes. Whilst this is very much the early stages of their residencies here, they've settled in well as they begin to familiarise themselves with their new surroundings.
We also help those families identify a safe location so that in future if there is a disaster similar to Yolanda, there are floods, those people are safe. For communities who are not able to arrange their own land, we worked very closely with the government to identify this site.
On Bantayan Island, a total of 270 houses have been built, 75 of which have been created here in the Silon village. Margie Marabi is a single parent of 4 children. Her home was unable to sustain the typhoon. Before being given this new house, she was living in a refugee camp. Margie found it emotional remembering the events of last year.
Pasagdal ng akong mga anak diri gud sa magdumdum sa amon baway tawag-tawag pila sa katuig didto. Sunod lisod kay ang pagkaon ako naninguwa ako para makakaon ang akong mga anak. Pasulak pamunak guna tag mamupok sa mga bato sa nano na lang. Sunod maglibog ako nga dili makakaon ako mga anak na akong ba. Dayon abtan kami Yolanda sunod isanhain lang kami mo kuan ina mga yoy pagkaon ba naglisod kami. Sunod sa sino lang dulong sa among pagkaon kasad to mangita kung kay obra. Dili umusugot nga akong mga anak na ako nga mangita kay obra. Sunod pag Yolanda iliwas ang Yolanda kuan man inang nakakuha ng akong anak ba na sila na doktor kay nakuyap sa pag Yolanda gitabangan ay natabangan na siya natabangan. Sunod sanhain lang kami na kuan kami nang tabok-tabok ba samad-samad ang among tuod. Sunod na pangos na kuan kami na garas-garas nang hapit ako na kuan gani isang lubi na kuan sa akong ba na kiwis lang mangitay ko'y kuan ba para makatinda-tinda ako para makakaon ng akong mga anak ba.
Whilst many families have already been housed, construction for more homes is continuing here. Pedro is one of many locals who are being trained as builders. As well as learning new skills, he's also earning money for his hard work.
Ako sa akong pagtrabaho diri daan ako nakabawa sa trabaho pero mas ni labaw pa kay noon sa man nga akong gitrabaho diri nga kuan nga sa iban di man parehas ang iban sa trabaho sini so sara na ay trabaho nga kuan nga ging ama sini ba so laban man akong semento so ana kahoy man usa pa nga katabang sa akong panakon sa akong akong sweldo sa akong pagpamarit sa bugas katabang-tabang biskwela sa akong pamilya isang gamay lang tabang-tabang okay lang sa akon wag duwa ako pag sulti sila sir kay wa pa man sang niabot nga tabang usa pa nga dili ko magkuan akon paning kamutan na akon nga makabay ako dili ko magsalig sang hinabang ba nga kuan akon kay nga akon kung ara akon dawaton kung wa dili dawaton basta maninguha ako sa akong kaugalingon nga makabarog sa akong pamilya.
I've seen some incredible work being carried out on Bantayan Island. Now I'm on my way to Elantegan Island, where we'll be seeing 2 more projects being implemented by Islamic Relief. Really looking forward to seeing what the island has to offer. This short boat journey to Helantegan Island takes around 20 minutes. Although a separate island, it's still very much regarded as being part of the Bantayan community, with a population of 5,000. Just behind me I can see the wonderful Virgin Island, one of the most magnificent islands in the world. And most people would refer to places like this as paradise. But a year ago, when the disaster hit, it was so far from paradise. The main source of income for many people here is fishing and agriculture. Before Typhoon Yolanda, Mariano Primacio used to work under the guidance of another fisherman, earning a very basic daily wage, just enough to provide for his family. Upon his return to the island, Mariano found that his home had been completely destroyed, together with severe damage to his fishing boat. Mariano is now part of a project which enables people like himself to learn boat building skills, which he is now using to repair his boat, with the aim of using it to start his fishing once again. What do you recall? What are your memories from what happened here a year ago?
Dumduman ako, akong mga anak, akong asawa, nalisang sila. Yamaw nang ako dito mo ko sa Bohol, uli ko nga rin, kay nagkuhan ko sa mga problema sa ako asawa ba kay basig nahitabo nga sila nga na ano sila sa pagbagyo Yolanda nga wa ba magdisubay ko nga rin sa muang isla. Kay dito mo ko sa Bohol sa abdi ato pagbagyo Yolanda.
Now, you lost an incredible amount of personal belongings, including, of course, the boat, which you'd spent so much time building. How did you feel when they were just suddenly taken away from you?
Nakahila ko, naguba akong pambot, kaya wala ko'y pangitaan, wala ko'y ipa ko sa pamilya. Nangunguha ko nga, kinsay magkatabang na ako, nanuol ko baga, yung pamilya na ako, sa'yo ba ako'y pagkaon, kaya akong balay, naguba ko yung balay, horot man na ng atop. Ya na karon nga ngutang sa ko ato sa Dunganon kay para mag-aaptan na among balay ng dalagaan. Karon ang uban mapangayan mahuman.
Over the past few months, you've been put onto this incredible program. You are now building your own boats. How has this helped you develop your new skills?
Karon makuha na akong pambuhian, managat na ko para makatabang na ko sa pamilya. Kay sa una, wa mo ko'y pangitaan kay standby gud ko. Ya, mao gani nga salamat ko karon na sa ko arong gihatag ninyo kay panagat ko pangita na ko pangbuhian sa akong pamilya para magakon ako tabang ko mga bata na ko eskwela kay akong mga eskwela wa gud ko gasto tabangan sa taon ko.
One of the most difficult challenges facing people here is the lack of clean water. And when typhoons hit the region, you can imagine what kind of impact this has on the infrastructure, making it near impossible to fetch clean water.
We still have small islets, but with around 2,000 to 3,000 people on each island. No? The problem there is that the islets don't have water, drinking water. So they get rainwater and they do a simple filtration and sometimes they drink it. But sometimes there are times of the year that most of the children gets diarrhea. And then that's another big problem. But water is very expensive in most of the islets because they have to get the water from the mainland and using a boat, ferry it to the island, and then you know, now people want to make money. So the poor gets poorer. And the middlemen, they make a lot of money out of the misery of others.
Local resident Rudy Marola used to travel considerable distances to get water, but not anymore, thanks to this rain harvest water system, which transformed rainwater into clean drinking water. And given the amount of rain that falls in this part of the world, it's a fantastic initiative.
Before this, the difficult of water because the water is not too much like the nature spring flavor. But the Islamic already will come, then he make me gutter, and then I will make the one of jar, so I can save already the water. If there is a rain, he can fetch water there. 12, 10 to 20 container. I'm already safe because of the waters will come. They make my house gutter and also the jar. So my neighbor asked me water. Then I will give it.
So far, I've been pleasantly surprised by the amount of work being carried out on the islands. Considering the remote locations of many of the residents, serious efforts are being made to make a real difference to their lives. Back here on the island of Bantayan, simple efforts are going a long way in restoring people's livelihoods. A year on since Typhoon Haiyan, many residents on Bantayan Island are only just beginning to piece their lives back together. A land cultivation initiative here is helping that process along, allowing many of the locals to earn a living.
It's very important, especially not for me, but to the beneficiaries, because it gives them a lot of, it helps them to buy the basic necessities they want. So it's their alternative livelihood aside from fishing or aside from anything else. So that's, I guess everybody is, we are helping the people in coordination with the municipal government, municipality of Santa Fe, and with in close coordination also with the SM and the harvest staff. If they don't have this project, I guess they are still relying only on one singular livelihood. So at least they have their alternative livelihood, and someone is supporting or extending their services to them.
The first step to receiving help for things like boat repairs begin in places like these, where residents are initially assessed on which needs they require the most. From agricultural assistance to livelihood support, people here are being helped in a number of ways. Once assessments are made, residents are given enough money to support themselves and families for their respective requirements. The local mayor is a keen supporter of this project.
As a Filipino in general, we are so very thankful to all the international organizations, especially the Islamic Relief, that you come here and then give help to our constituent. Right now, the Islamic Relief, now I heard, and then in fact I observed already, there is some money here beside me, that you also give for their livelihood. If they have more extra resources, I hope that they can also help more in our constituent here in the Philippines. Most of the Filipino are fishermen. We are very poor. We depend on fishing. In fact, I heard from them that they are all fishermen, and then they are so very thankful that you give them financial assistance for their fishing livelihood.
Following the events of high-scale disasters like Typhoon Haiyan, organizations such as Islamic Relief are putting a huge amount of effort into researching the causes. The evidence points to one direction. The physical manifestation of climate change is seen in the severity of natural disaster occurrences such as floods, hurricanes, cyclones and droughts. The number of related disasters increased by an average of 4.1% a year from 1980 to 2010, and this number is set to rise over the next decade. Responding to this challenge is very much a shared responsibility. Without due attention and serious action, we will continue to hear stories of loss from people similar to those I've seen here in the Philippines. A year on since Typhoon Yolanda, people here are still very much feeling the effects. You can feel it, you can sense it all around you. But the projects being implemented in housing and livelihood are clear examples of how help from those around the world are quite literally changing the lives of people here as they begin to find a sense of familiarity to their surroundings. In a situation like this, you need determination and hope. And it's great to see the people of the Philippines have got that in abundance.